Well, good morning and welcome to Vision. I know you got to get your hugs all in, but we're going to go ahead and start. I'm so glad you're here with us this morning. It's a little warm outside. I'm not quite feeling the Christmas spirit. But I was told today how many days there were until Christmas, so maybe that'll help me feel a little cooler. But let's stand together and we'll start by celebrating who we are together. This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment as God's own heart. Standing with joy in the truth of who we are. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment as God's own heart. Standing with joy in the truth of who we are. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. This is the day that God has made.
Good Good morning, Vision. How are you this morning? Oh, before we do another thing, let's pray. I give great thanks for this morning, for everyone here, for everyone listening in from their homes, for all people everywhere. We know that everything and everyone is an outpicturing of the divine life, that there is only one life, and it makes itself known as all life everywhere. So we give thanks for that. We understand that all life is sacred, that there is just this one energy flowing into and out of form all the time. And we know that everything around us in the manifest universe, in the physical world, is the body of God. And so giving thanks for that, knowing that, we greet each other as that, as the outpicturing of the divine, knowing that each and every life is blessed and whole and complete, just as it is. I turn this celebration over to Spirit and let it lead the way, and so it is. How's everybody doing on this lovely Labor Day, right? Labor Day morning, hot. Oh my God, are we gonna do that? Let's do that. Is it hot enough for you? We're grateful for air conditioning, absolutely. We are grateful for air conditioning. Anybody have one of those rolling blackouts last night? Anybody? Oh, good, thank God. I saw it on the SDG&E website. There was like, they were all over the place. I was like, oh gosh. Turn the thermostats up, make sure that we're responsible electric users, right? But it is Labor Day weekend, so happy Labor Day. Everybody has tomorrow off, yay. We're gonna barbecue or grill or go out or go to the beach. Oh, don't go to the beach, everybody's gonna be there. Everybody's going to be there. Stay cool. I wanted to give you a little fact about Labor Day because I don't know if you knew about, does anybody know the history of Labor Day, right? Let me just let you know why and what Labor Day is. The United States Department of Labor notes that Labor Day is a celebration of American workers dating back to the 19th century. The day is meant to commemorate the contributions workers in the United States have made to the nation, helping make it one of the strongest and most prosperous countries in the world. The holiday is rooted in the late 19th century when labor activists pushed for a federal holiday to recognize these contributions. So the roots of Labor Day actually grew out of some violent clashes between labor and police during the Haymarket riot of 1886, that was in Chicago, when thousands of workers in Chicago took to the streets to demand an 8-hour workday. Yay, seems very reasonable now, doesn't it? But they had to fight to get it. And then Eugene Debs organized the Pullman Strike of 1894, a nationwide protest that resulted in federal labor laws changing to protect workers. That strike brought the economy to a standstill, and it encouraged President Grover Cleveland to make Labor Day a national holiday, which he signed into law. So there you go, a couple of little facts about Labor Day. What we know is if all of the millionaires and billionaires were to disappear off the face of the earth tomorrow, things would probably not change much. People would still get up and go to work, right? But if all the workers disappeared off the face of the earth tomorrow, things would come to a grinding halt. This we know, right? This is what we know, that there is power in the workforce. So, happy Labor Day to everyone. Yeah. What else do I want to tell you? We have, we do, but I'm not there yet. I want to tell you about practitioners. We have licensed practitioners around the room, and these people pray with us and for us all the time. So practitioners, please raise your hands so people would know you. Look around. These people are the practitioners and the ministers of this center, and they pray with us and for us all the time. There is a prayer request form in your bulletin. You can fill it out, put it in the prayer box that Marcus is carrying, and we pray on it all week long. And if you put your phone number on there, we'll call you at home, pray with you over the phone, or put a prayer on your voicemail so you can listen to it over and over. All kinds of ways you can be served in prayer. So do that. Don't leave here today without getting prayer. And for our Vision community online, stay with us after the celebration. There is a meet and greet room where you can go and then get a prayer in a breakout room, one-on-one prayer in a breakout room as well. So however you would like to be served in prayer, we are here to do that for you. So don't forget. Now I'm going to talk about the guest packet. We have guest packets. They look like this. Pick one up. Even if you are familiar with Vision and you're a member, pick one up anyway. Give it to somebody that you know. It tells us all about Vision. It says all about all the Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, the organization we're affiliated with, how long it's been around, what it is, what it does, and just share it with a friend. If you know everything, then there'll be a quiz next week. So pick one up, look through it, give it to someone you know, invite somebody into the celebration to transform their lives as your lives are being transformed as well. So this is when I usually talk about the greeting on the front, don't I? It's there. So it's up there? Yay. Okay, let's say it together. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe, and you are loved. And since we're here, and you at home will just have to listen in, but since we're here, I would love for you to turn to somebody and say, welcome to Vision. I think that'd be a lovely thing, friendly thing. Just say, welcome to Vision. Welcome to Vision. We prepared this place just for you. That's really what we did. Isn't that lovely? Get to know your neighbors. I think that's a wonderful idea. Invite them for burgers and dogs later. Just do something together. Be wonderful. And now I'm going to turn it over to our celebration singers who are going to sing our centering song and prepare us for meditation. Thank you.
I breathe and know the truth for me. I breathe and know the truth for you. We breathe and know the truth for all. We breathe and know the truth. I breathe and know the truth for me. I breathe and know the truth for you. We breathe and know the truth for all. We breathe and know the truth. We breathe and know the truth. We breathe and know the truth.
Oh, good morning. My name is Diane Russell, and I am a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. Please take these quotations into your heart as we move into the silence and allow the tones of the bowl to bring you into and out of the 5-minute meditation. So our first quote is from Arnold Glasow. He says, "An idea not coupled with action will never get any bigger than the brain cell it occupied." And from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, "Only when we put our very best into our spiritual work will it satisfy us." I know that there is one life, one infinite intelligence, one great wisdom, one all-encompassing love. And I know that this one is Spirit or God, or however you want to call it. I know that this one is present right here and right now. And as I look around, I see the expressions of God in many forms, in many ways, in this room and beyond. I know that each one of us is on this life path, and that it is different for everyone. Individually, it looks different, and collectively, it is the same. We are returning home. We are returning to that place where we recognize and know that Spirit is in us always, guiding us always, and that we are expressing God and Spirit and love in all the ways that we do, in all the ways that we do whatever we do, that is Spirit expressing. And so right now, I know for the ones of us that need help remembering that we are health and we are wholeness and we are in a divine and perfect pattern of wholeness, I know that for each of these ones now. And for the ones that need help with lingering grief or feelings of discomfort, I know comfort for these now. I know that we are wrapped up and surrounded in the arms of God. And that means we are surrounded with love. We're surrounded with the love of family and of friends and all the dear ones in our lives. And for these ones of us that are experiencing anything that looks like distress or uncomfortableness or any of those other words, I know right now that there is acceptance and love. I know that as we remember our God self, as we remember our connection one to the other, that all that other stuff falls away. And so right now I know for each of us, with great conviction, I know that we are one with Spirit, one with each other. I am grateful for this knowing. I am grateful for this teaching. I am grateful for each one of us, present here and out beyond. And so, with that gratitude, I allow these words to be complete in the mind of God and in form. And I let them go. And together we say, and so it is.
Today we have a very special guest as a soloist for the first time here. She's a singer. She sings with bands in San Diego and the surrounding area, and she's been singing at spiritual centers for many years. She's at Cafe LeMay's every Wednesday in National City. So please welcome Candy Silva and her ace accompanist, Nathan Fry.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Nathan, for playing with me. We know how special he is. I know. Look over yonder. What do you see? The sun is rising, most definitely. A new day is coming. People are changing. Ain't it beautiful? Crystal blue persuasion. Better get ready to see the light. Love is the answer, and that's all right. So don't you give up now, so easy to find. Look to your soul, look to your soul, and open your mind. Crystal blue persuasion. Ooh, it's a new vibration. Crystal blue persuasion. Crystal blue persuasion. Maybe tomorrow, when he looks down every green field and every time, and all of his children and every nation, there'll be peace and good brotherhood. Crystal blue persuasion. Oh yeah, it's a new vibration. Yeah, yeah. Crystal blue persuasion. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody in every nation. Crystal blue persuasion. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Crystal blue persuasion. Thank you. That's a great song, huh?
I love that. That was wonderful. We are in a new month. It is September. It is September. Goodness gracious. Welcome to September. And our new theme, sort of, because I told you from the beginning, every single month is Living Everyday Wonder. And then they add a little word at the end. So September's is Living Everyday Wonder, work. Work. That's right, work. Good Lord. But you know, I think of it as like, oh, good work, right? Like, you know, oh, good job, yay, good job. That's kind of how I like to think. Well, because it's like, well done, right? Don't you love getting that acknowledgement? Don't you love getting the acknowledgement, right? Hey, good job. I mean, Candy Silva just sang, yay, good job, right? I mean, we love getting that acknowledgement, and Nathan played for us. Yay, well done. You know, well done. We like hearing that, don't we? I mean, really, honest to God, we like the validation. I mean, even when I go to the checkout counter, you know, when I swipe my card and it says, you know, card accepted, it's like, oh, I love acceptance. That's wonderful. Sure, do it again. I just want to see it, you know. I just want to see it said, oh, yay, I'm accepted. You know, woohoo. Wherever we go, right? We're like, yay, I love that acceptance. I love hearing that. Good job, you know. Now, and I'm not saying our identity has to be hooked into, right, other people's evaluation of what we're doing. I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying that like you feel good or bad about yourself depending how other people see you. I'm just saying it's nice to hear. When you put out an effort, it's nice to hear back, right? People say, yay, that was wonderful, thank you, I'd much rather hear, hey, great talk, as opposed to, wow, you really missed the mark today. What a stinkeroo talk that was, I think, you don't feel good about that, but it's not about tying yourself to other people's opinion of you. Right? We all like to hear that we've done a good job. We always like to hear that validation back, but we don't have to be tied to it. It's not who you are. Ernest Holmes said this, we all like praise, right? But we're not connected. He said, in the spiritual universe in you, it is normal to have faith. I like that. It's normal to have faith. It is natural to believe in God. It's right to love people, and it's good to praise everything. Because hidden in everything is that seed of perfection, right? And we've talked about that. Walt Whitman. Anyway, hidden in everything is that seed of perfection. The great experiment is in our own mind. I love that he said that. Here, in the integrity of our own soul, in the simplicity of our own heart, we can prove what the ages have longed for and lived for and prayed for, that at last, though we have not known it, and the world has not suspected it, divinity has temporarily clothed itself in humanity. We know this. We know this. That seed of perfection that is nestled within is the divine. That what gives us life is the divine living itself through us. So, good job, everybody. Give yourself a pat on the back. I am the house for the divine, right? I am hosting the divine. So, what have you been doing? You've been showing God a good time or what, right? Good work being divinity in form. What are you doing, It's about praising all the time, praising, right? Good job, yay, even if you're the only one saying it to yourself. Good job, excellent, great work, good try, good attempt, whatever. You got this. That's another one, right? Come on, you try something new. It's like, you got this, you got this. I remember when I was pregnant with my first child, I read everything that I could get my hands on about parenting, everything about child rearing. I wanted to do it right, right? I want to be that perfect parent. I want to do it right. I don't want to make those mistakes. I want to be that perfect parent, right? I wanted to give my child the positive, uplifting, empowering environment that would be most conducive, right, to a happy, healthy child, a healthy upbringing. And one of the things that most of the books were all in agreement about was to limit the amount of no's in a child's life. Not that nose, but those no's. Hurling a barrage of no's at children tend to crush the spirit of a child, right? No, don't touch this, and no, don't do that, and no, don't do, right? And so it became a challenge for me, because I was raised, back then, 50s, 60s, I was raised with a barrage of no's. Don't do this, and don't do that, and don't touch, and don't, So it was a challenge for me to rewire my brain, right? To how to say things without using no all the time, right? No, don't touch that. No, don't go there. No, don't say that. No, don't go into the street. Became, the curb is the boundary, right? Change it around. The curb is the boundary. Don't touch that became, oh, let's look at that with our eyes. Let's examine that with our eyes. Don't yell, right? Don't yell became, oh, remember to use your inside voice. Remember to use your inside voice. So it became this challenge to change things around and make positive statements rather than throwing a barrage of no's at them all the time. And always, when the correct behavior occurred, we would follow it up with, good job, right? Good job, yay, good job. Reward the good behavior, ignore the bad behavior, right? That's what they all kind of agreed on. And so always mention the behavior, right? Mention the behavior when it's the behavior you want. And that's what they all agreed on. So now as adults, here we are as adults, we have to parent ourselves. This is how we have to talk to ourselves. And how often do you do that? Right? Instead of saying, oh, you jerk, I can't believe you did that again. I can't believe you screwed up. I can't believe, blah, 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 right? That's how we talk to each other, talk to ourselves, about ourselves a lot. So it's about turning all of those sayings around for ourselves as well. We have to be our own best cheerleaders. Hey, good job. Good job, as always. We become that person. We become those parents that we wanted for ourselves. Our self-talk has to be as positive as the parenting book says, except we're doing it for ourselves now. We're not doing it for our children. So keep it positive all the time. Keep it positive. You got this. You got this. I got this. Right? Good job. Good attempt. And it's important, and this is why it's important, that we continue to say the right things for ourselves. Ernest Holmes in Thoughts Are Things said, it's not enough to say we attract what we think. We become what we think. And what we become, we attract. Praise yourself from weakness to strength, from ignorance to intelligence, from poverty to abundance. Such is the power of right thinking, that it cancels and erases things unlike itself. So we don't have the luxury of berating ourselves, right? We don't have that. And did you have that parent? I know a lot of us had that parent that would just never, ever say anything positive to you, but would say positive things about you to somebody else. Did anybody have that parent, right? I mean, there was a ton of them back when we grew up. They would, you brought home an A, they'd go, why isn't it an A plus? You mow the lawn, well, why didn't you rake up the leaves? It was always like, why didn't you? And you would be like, oh my God, talk about crushing your spirit, and I'm never good enough. It's never, ever good enough. But you find out years and years later, usually after this person has died, I don't know why, but usually after the person's died, you're like, oh, he always spoke so highly of you. Are you kidding me? Really? I never heard that. I never heard a word of it, right? And I think there was a consciousness at that time that this will make you stronger. This will make you face life more prepared and better if I never say anything nice about you, Didn't really work out that way. We all grew up with these gigantic not good enoughs, right, that we carried around with us because we never got complimented about anything. So that's what we're doing now. We're becoming the parent we're becoming that positive parent for ourselves. Hey, good job. Even if you fall, right? It's like, pick yourself up. Come on, you got this. You can do this. That's the kind of self-talk we need to use for ourselves. We have to parent ourselves. We have to be that parent that maybe we longed for and never had, right? And it's more than right thinking. Ernest Holmes said right thinking, but it's more than right thinking. It has to be, right? If it were just right thinking, we'd all be there already, wouldn't we? If it were just about right thinking, if it was just about using affirmations, we'd all have everything we want. We'd all be going to Hawaii every weekend, It's more than that. It's more than just right thinking. It's more than just affirmations. If it were just saying over and over again, I'm a millionaire, I own a mansion and a yacht, and it happened, that'd be great, right? But there's more to it than that. Thoughts backed by feelings. This is what the entire philosophy is about. Thoughts backed by feelings, aligned with faith in a spiritual principle that moves through our lives, demonstrates. That's like our whole bodies. That's our whole bodies. It's thoughts and feelings and emotions backed by faith in a principle that is perfect. Faith in a principle that is absolutely infallible. This is what changes our lives. Ernest Holmes said, the mind is most completely in tune with the infinite when the emotions are most constructively aroused. The highest faith comes from the greatest spiritual awareness. So it's a whole package, It's a whole package. Thoughts are just the tip of the iceberg. Emotions are the body. Emotions are the body of it. It's not enough to say, oh, I believe, right? You hear that because we say it so many times, right? Well, principle is not bound by precedent. Oh, I know that. Principle is not bound by precedent. Principle is not bound by precedent. But where our emotions are is, oh, God, it's going to happen again, right? So we're not in alignment. We're not in alignment with each other. So it's not enough to just say, oh, I believe. Oh, I believe that. We must feel it. Must feel it in addition to knowing it. Our heart and our heads must be in alignment, adding into that faith of this invisible principle that works the same way all the time and can't not do anything else. This is when we move, and this is what Ernest Holmes said, Emma Curtis Hopkins said, this is when we move from a pure mental science to a mystical science. This is when we move into that place where you remember in the kingdom of consciousness, right, where things happen to us and then things happen by us. And then we start moving into things happen through us because we have surrendered to this power and presence we know is allowed to work through us. And then we move to as us, where we are the absolute embodiment of these spiritual principles and they work as us in the world. And this is why we study these spiritual principles, right? So that we can be at that place where these things flow through us. I am in alignment. Head and heart and gut, intuition and feelings and emotions are all in alignment with this spiritual principle that is infallible and impersonal, and it flows through me, changing conditions around me just because it does. That's where we are moving into when we study these spiritual principles. That's why vision exists, by the way. That's why we're all here in this Center for Spiritual Living, because this is what we do. This is our only reason for being. Why are we here? What is our vision? What is our mission? Think about it. We have nothing to sell. You know, I mean, if you really think about it, Ernest Holmes said it best. He said this, a religious science church is a place where only two things happen. People are taught about a divine presence and a universal law of good, which reacts to it. And people are taught how to use it. That's all. We have nothing to sell. That's it. That's our only reason for being. And our vision here at Vision, and we say it all the time, I probably didn't say it today, right? I should have, but I probably didn't. But in the introduction, right, our vision here at Vision is to awaken people to their magnificence. That's what we're here to do. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. We're here to wake up people, to awaken people to their spiritual magnificence, right? That they are one with whatever this energy is, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it God, you want to call it spirit, you want to call it Buddha mind, or you want to call it Christ consciousness, you want to call it Bob, whatever you want to call it, right? We are one with it. It flows through us. This is our vision here. Awaken people to that magnificence that they are. They are that. You're already that. Awaken to the magnificence you are. And then what is the mission? There it is. Transform lives through practical spirituality. Once you're awake, what do? We give you tools. Here's some tools. Here's some meditation. Here's some affirmations. Here's affirmative prayer. Here's some guided meditation. Let's whip a little visioning on you, right? We give you tools in order to transform your lives, right? Because once you're awake, it's not good enough. The life you've been living up until now is not good enough, right? It's not the authentic you coming through when we're being held back by what other people thought of us and the fears about failure and the not good enough stuff that we were raised with, right? It's about clearing all that stuff away so that we can live the unencumbered, powerful, authentic life of spirit as us that we were meant to be, that spirit knows us to be, right? That's what's going on here. That is what's going on here. Our vision is to awaken people to that. But once you're awake, you got to do something with it, right? Like that quote Reverend Diane talked about, right? That good idea is if you don't act on it, it grows no bigger than the brain cell it came from, right? Once you're awakened to your magnificence, you got to do something about it. You've got to become that person. And the way you become that person, that authentic, powerful spirit and form, is by using these tools, right? By using the testing the principle. Ernest Holmes said, what, after you take the classes, throw all the books out the window. I love that. He said, throw all the books out the window. Prove the principle works. Test it, try it. Rely on these principles to change your life, and they will. We awaken people to their magnificence and the truth of their being. It is the truth of you that you are the divine in form. It is the truth of you that spirit exists at the core of your being, and it is what animates you and breathes your breath and beats your heart. Spirit is in charge of your life. And our mission is to transform that life. That is what we do. You are here to awaken, and we are here to give you the tools to change your thinking and change your life. See, awakening is only part of the job. We could be awake, but it's only part. Once you awaken, then it is your job to transform. And once you start demonstrating the truth, your life transforms in miraculous ways, doesn't it? Think of all the miracle minutes we've had. Think of all the healings we've had. Think of all the changes in condition that we've had, that we talk about from the platform. That's why I talk about them. That's why I love to hear about your miracle minutes. It is proving the principle. We prove the principle every day. And once you start doing that and changing your life, you begin to live from your passion instead of trying to please other people. Instead of trying to live up to other people's expectations, you start living your passion. You start living your authentic life. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Doesn't matter what anybody's expectation of you is. You know what expectations are, right? Expectations are just resentments waiting to happen. That's all they are, right? So you start living your own life. You start living your own bliss. You are here to experience your authentic life, and nobody else can live that for you. That's part of, waking up is part of it, transforming is the other part of it. This is our walk in spirit. This is what we're doing, right? So, people piled on a whole lot of stuff on you while you were growing up. Responsibilities and obligations and expectations and all kinds of stuff were piled on you. And then you come to a teaching like this, and one by one you start to dismantle it, don't you? You start to get rid of, oh, that was, what my father taught. Oh, that's what my grandfather said. Oh, that's what, the culture I grew up in expected of me. All kinds of things. And we release those things. We put them down, boom. Aren't you lighter when you drop the expectations, when you drop the rock of expectations, and our walk gets easier, it gets lighter, we get happier, we're more authentic, we are living our absolute genuine life. We always talk about doing the work. I come up here and I talk about it every week. Are you doing it? Right? Are you doing it? Yeah, we have to do it. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be like work. I gotta make the donuts. It doesn't have to be that kind of work. I mean, this work should be joyous. This work should be enthusiastic, right? In theos, in God, in spirit. This work should be remarkably uplifting. It doesn't have to be, quote unquote, like work like we interpret it. Ernest Holmes said, life is ready to give us all that we desire, but we must first cast from us everything that hinders its complete expression through us. Let go of struggle and strife and accept divine bounty. So what if we do the work in joy? What if we do it in joy? Instead of like, oh God, I got to get up at 5 a.m. and meditate, right? What if we, right? Yeah, I know, I've been there. So what if we get up and we sit on the meditation cushion because we can, just because we can, right? Rabindranath Tagore said, I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy. That's what we do, right? That is what we do. Life is not meant to be an endurance contest. It is absolutely not. It is meant to be lived in joy. We are to drop the expectations and drop the shoulds and drop the all of the things that were piled on us in work, in life, and to live that authentic life. Allow that authentic life that is within us to come out. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. This is your one and only life, right? This is it. You're living it right now. Have fun with it. And don't forget, don't ever forget. Good job, right? Good job. You're doing a good job, right? Tell yourself that all the time. You are doing a good job. Thank you. I stepped on something. Good job. Good job.
All right. This is a good one. This is one about work. Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right. Oh, by the way, I'm at Cafe Le Maison Tuesday and Friday. And if you come Friday, you might see Reverend Patti and Larry in the audience. They've been known to frequent. Taking care of business, oh can't you see? I gotta make it for you, I got to make it for me. Sometimes it might seem I'm neglecting you. I'd love to spend more time, but I got good work to do. Whoa, I got work to do. I got a job, baby.
I got work to do.
I got work to do.
I got work to do.
Good work to do.
I got work to do.
A good work to do.
I got work to do.
I'm out here trying to make it. Oh, can't you see? It takes a lot of money to make it. Let's be truthful here. Keep the love light burning. So much in my plate. I might come home late. Oh, I got work to do. I got a job, baby.
I got work to do.
I got work to do.
I got work to do.
Good work to do.
I got work to do.
I got work to do.
I got work to do. I got work to do.
I got a job, babe.
I got work to do.
Good work to do.
I got work to do.
Oh, work to do.
I got work to
Whoa.
do.
I got work to do. So much good work to do, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Our choir was. The celebration singers, we saw them this morning. Who said, "Oh, how'd you like singing background in the song?" They went, "Ah," and look how great they did. Yeah,
They had work to do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. I loved it. I wanted to make mention, speaking of work to do, that my friend Dave is here with Vanessa, his wife. I love it. Thank you very much. Dave is, talk about work to do, Dave is the man who put my home back together again. He's the guy. He's the guy. Kitchen, bathroom, the whole thing. So thank you for that. Talk about being grateful. Oh my gosh, thank you. So now is the time for our conscious circulation. This is our opportunity to give back to Spirit, be in the flow, to absolutely know the quality of God known as abundance. So we're just going to circulate it all around. But first, we're going to pray. We're going to pray about it. So going within, I know that there is one life. It is God's. And it is abundant and joyous. And we know that we are part of that. Whatever those qualities of God are, we know are qualities of us. They flow through us and as us into the world. So I know that abundance is one of those qualities. We know that there is limitless abundance in the world. Everywhere we look in the manifest universe, we see more than enough. So we know that not only are we more than enough, that we are sourced by Spirit more than enough. So I give thanks for all of the good that is circulating around this room, around this place, outside of these walls. I know that there is good everywhere as we awaken to it. We know it is the truth of us, it is the truth of Spirit, and so it is.
So we haven't done this one in a little while because it required people in the room. And here you are. But if you'll remember it, it's one of those ones where we'll sing out an affirmation and then you sing it right back to us, all right? Here we go. My life is in one spirit.
My life is in one spirit.
In all providing love.
In all providing love.
In power without limit.
In power without limit.
In more than enough. In more than enough. I step into the waters. I step into the water of God's abundant flow. Of God's abundant flow. Where everything I offer, where everything I offer, in faith can only grow. In faith can only grow. Overflowing, God's abundance is overflowing, overflowing through me. Overflowing, God's abundance is overflowing, overflowing through me, overflowing through me. This life of God I'm living, this life of God I'm living, this grace where I abide, this grace where I abide, where giver, gift, and giving, where giver, gift, and giving are blessed and multiplied, are blessed and multiplied. My cup is overflowing, my cup is overflowing, in confidence held high, in confidence held high, with Spirit in me knowing, with Spirit in me knowing, my source is my supply, my source is my supply. Overflowing, God's abundance is overflowing, overflowing through me. Overflowing, God's abundance is overflowing, overflowing through me. Overflowing, God's abundance is overflowing, overflowing through me. Overflowing, God's abundance is overflowing, overflowing through me, overflowing through me, overflowing through me.
Yay. I want you to email me your miracle minute. Just email it to me. You know that miracles happen around you all the time. Answered prayer happens all the time. And when we awaken to it, see, that's the number one step, right? We have to awaken to it. When we awaken to it, you'll find more and more and more happening in and around you. Rev Patti at visioncsl.com. make those miracle emails come to me so that I can share them with the group, okay? You deal? Is it a deal? Okay. And so now it is time for the last word by Johnny Kirka.
You missed that, Dave Chavez. You know you missed that. Hello, everybody. So we are continuing our Sunday celebrations where we have a meal after our celebration. So thank you for anybody who brought food. And for those of you guys who stick around, please join us. Help Ron in setting some tables up in the back, too. So we have some tables set up for everybody. Thank you for that. So Vision Meet and Greet continues online. For those of you who are online, join us for that. We've got practitioners for one-on-one prayer, as well as just saying hello to our community abroad. Those are all over the world. I don't know where they are today. Come and say hi. So this Tuesday, our Vision Choir is starting up practice. If you have wanted to sing and you have got that urge and want to be a singer, come and join us. 6:45 right here in this room. James Vandenberg leads us in this. It's just a fun time. We have 3 practices each month, and we will be performing on the last Sunday of the 4th Sunday of the month. So join us for that. It's a great time. I'm a part of it, so it's got to be dang fun. This Saturday night, we have a concert with Carl Anthony right here in this room. Carl does an amazing show. His is an experience. It's not just music, it's an experience. Lights and music and really fantastic. It's going to be, it's only $25. Tickets are available online as well as in the bookstore. Music starts at 7:30. We're doing it at 7:30 so that it's a little darker in the room. And plus we have air conditioning because dang, it's been hot this last couple of days. It might be hot still then, so come and join us for that. We have classes starting up in September. James, give us a brief idea. What's up?
Brief idea. We got something pretty much every night of the week. Monday nights, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. It's in person, 5 nights, 5 weeks, and it's all about relationships, money, and physical health. And what is it? Oh, Essential Ernest Holmes, that's 8 weeks online on Wednesday nights, and it's a walk through all of the core concepts of the science of mind. So if you want to go a little deeper and look at practical application of this philosophy, that one might be for you. Radical Acceptance is a book study. It's embracing your life with the heart of a Buddha, being led by Marianne Downs Tanaka. So something kind of up every alley. Advanced Consciousness Studies, there's still time if you're interested. That's a year-long commitment. 27 weeks of class. If you're really interested in that, we need to know and talk to you about that because there's some pretty significant commitments on everybody's part for that. So if you are interested in that, you have a few short amount of time left to let us know.
Thank you, James. Good stuff. So our Adopt a Bill is continuing. Meet Bill, William, Billy. So the way it works, if you haven't been here with us for the last month or so, we have a board out in the lobby that has all of the bills that we have over the year. So if you would like to help and support us in this fundraiser, you take one of the tabs off or a bunch of the tabs off and go and pay at the bookstore or online, and it helps us pay for the year, all of our bills for the year. So electric bills or the cable bill or internet is what we do, so all kinds of stuff. There's rent too. Rent's only $90,000 for the year. So if you want to put money in, Dave Chavez, you can pay for that. We appreciate that. Dave's never coming back again, let me just say this. When you do the bill, you get one of these fuzzy little bills. So when you adopt Bill, you walk away with Bill or William. So please bring one of them home with you. We've got a box of them waiting for you. They're homeless right now. It's good stuff. Thank you, everybody who's done that. We've really appreciated your work in that, and thank you for doing that. Next week, Reverend Patti will be back. Her talk title is Work, Play, Rest. Wow, we have all 3 of those. And we have Shayna Pugh and the house band who's going to be with us. Good stuff. Thank you, Candy Silva and Nathan Fry. We didn't talk too much about Nathan and his stuff, but he and Andy have got some concerts coming up here at Vision, one in November, one in December. We're going to do a holidays concert. It's holiday season already, we're talking, and it's 188 degrees outside. But we've got some stuff coming up with both of those guys. Love them and being here with us. Thank you, Candy, as well. We also have a special guest here today. Jackie O'Connor is here with us. And Jackie her and family owns the building and the business right next to us, which is a Christian bookstore, all kinds of trinkets. Go see them. It's some really cool stuff. They're open Monday through Friday, Saturday, like 8 o'clock till 5. Go see them. We love them. They partnered with us. We came in our building like about a month before them, so we've been together on that. So go see them. And as a matter of fact, we're in the middle of talking about negotiating our rent. So we have a proposal in front of us, and we need to talk about that too. So we will chat about that. Also, it is the beginning of the month of September. If your birthday's this month, please stand up. Happy birthday. What do we got, Lair?
What do you think we have?
What do we have? Carrot cake.
Exactly. No. Chocolate.
We have chocolate. Chocolate cake. What kind of the frosting's chocolate? What's the inside?
Everything is chocolate.
It's an all everything chocolate.
All chocolate.
Can't have too much chocolate. All right. Thank you, Larry. See you guys.
We're going to stand up. We have affirmations to say. We are going to say them because it's nice to stand up, to ground into the truth of them. They're present tense, they're powerful, they're passionate, they're purposeful, all that alliteration of all those P words all together. You'll learn this in Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. So sign up for that class. It's amazing. Anyway, let's say these together. You ready? I am open to opportunities. Personal growth is my top priority. I am free to let go of anything that no longer serves me. And that's the one I'm getting heat back from. I can just feel it from you. Let's say number 3 again.
There we go.
I am free to let go of anything that no longer serves me. Oh, absolutely. Let us go with it in prayer one more time here this morning and know that the truth of that statement. We are absolutely free. That is free will. We can just release anything that no longer applies, that limits our expression of the divine life of the Christ that we are. Knowing that there is only one life, it flows through all of us. We awaken to this truth. We awaken to it. We allow it to flow through us to demonstrate around us in the world, changing the conditions around us, uplifting not only ourselves, but all of those people around us. So I give great thanks for this. I know it is the truth of us. I simply let it be. And so it is.
So it is.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant